Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel, Stories Decode. At the beginning of the film, it is revealed that in 1980, many robbers in Majanang City were mysteriously murdered. However, who was behind these killings and how they happened remained a mystery. The city had two main groups of robbers. One of them was led by Sogali, a ruthless gang. The strange thing was that they seemed impossible to kill. It was famous among people that they might have some magical powers or they do black magic. Due to this, it is not possible to kill them ordinarily with a bullet or knife. Well, after all this, we see a man named Danang in the first scene of the movie. It is 1984 and Danang is burying the dead bodies of the robbers of Sogalis, means those robbers were killed. There was Jarrett's dead body who suddenly opened his eyes. He was alive. Danang came to him and says, "I know that you are not a human, you have black powers," and he found this from Jarrett's book which Danang had now. Jarrett was laughing and seeing him, Danang picked up a sharp cutter to kill him before dying. Jarrett curses this village that whenever there will be my blood on this ground, there will be death and destruction. After it wasn't shown what happened to Jarrett. Now we see a girl Zia after years. She is returning to her village Majanang with her friends in the same city where Jarrett and those robbers were. We discover from their conversation that Zia's mom died and they are going there for her funeral. Her special purpose to come here was to discover about the past of her dad, who was none other than Jarrett. As Zia enters Majanang, some strange things are seen here. The weather changes suddenly and the whole village covered with clouds. This happens because of Jarrett's curse. Zia, who was his blood, when she stepped on this ground, the curse starts again and the chain of death and destruction will start here. As Danang sees Zia, he becomes furious, and here we find out that Danang is none other than Zia's grandpa who killed Jarrett. The people in the funeral were also looking at Zia strangely. After the funeral, her grandpa Danang asks her to leave this place as soon as possible, otherwise you will be responsible for the death of the whole village. The scene cuts and we are shown Danang's companion telling the villagers that Zia's arrival is not less than any danger. Try to save yourself. Close all the doors of your houses at night and don't open the door if someone knocks. You will be responsible for your death if something appears in front of your eyes. Zia was sitting with her friend and suddenly, a ball comes down from the upper floor. Seeing the ball, she goes upstairs. It was a storeroom and there was a box that was locked. It attracts Zia, but before Zia can open it or see anything, Danang comes and says to her, being furious, "Pack your bag and I will drop you at town before the night appears." Zia's friend also feels weird that her grandpa is asking her to leave from here. He says maybe the reason behind this is your father. Zia doesn't believe him and she thinks the story is something else, and this is what Zia wanted to know. Zia says, "My grandpa never allowed me to come here. He used to say, the people here will die if you come." She asks, "What does my arrival have to do with their death?" During this, Danang comes and takes them from there. He was going to drop them, but he finds his car punctured. Seeing this, he becomes furious. He panics, moves inside the house and picks up a gun. He asks Zia to stay inside and then leave with her friend. Zia asks him, "What do you want? What are you saving me from? Why are you keeping me locked in the house?" Danang doesn't respond and leaves with her friend. Danang moves ahead while leaving Zia's friend on the way. He was smoking but then sees a black shadow in the air. He ignores this, but then he sees four black shadows holding a coffin. The boy gets scared to see this terrible scene. Two guards also see those coffin spirits. An old lady in the neighborhood also see them. Seeing them, she asks her daughter to hide in her room because she knew that whoever sees those souls will be killed and she wants to save her daughter. We find out that this girl was also Zia's friend. These souls kill that old lady with their powers after it. The guards who saw these souls were also killed. Before the souls could kill Zia's friend, Zia comes here at the right time. He tells her that he saw souls here, but Zia doesn't believe him. She says grandpa must have told you this. Meanwhile, she sees her friend's face swell. He was holding his neck as if he was escaping from a snare. He was in the air. It seems like someone is trying to strangle his neck. Danang comes here and sees in the mirror there were the souls behind him who he couldn't see with his eyes but saw them through a mirror. Seeing in the mirror, Danang attacks the souls with gun. There were salt in the bullets instead of gunpowder because the souls used to run away from salt. Because of this salt, they leave Zia's friend and they run ahead. Zia couldn't understand what is happening. She asks her grandpa what is going on. Danang doesn't reply her and keeps walking ahead. Danang was able to see the souls with the help of the mirror he had. Meanwhile, the souls again surround Zia's friend. They could have killed him, but he was again saved. They were moving ahead, but suddenly, Danang disappears and they were left behind. They knew that the souls will come and kill them. Zia hurriedly hides at her friend's house with him, whose mom was killed right after when she saw them. They don't see anyone inside except for her dead mom. Seeing her, they get scared. Zia's friend tries to call her to her while knocking on the cabin. Zia didn't hear her and they come out. This time, Zia's friend sees a car coming from a distance and he happily moved towards it. Then it discovered that it wasn't a car but the souls who were holding a coffin. They become cruel this time and kill Zia's friend. Zia becomes sad to see this. Da Nang is shown that he comes to the man who was asking the villagers to stay alert. He asks him for an amulet and some salt bullets through which they can escape from those souls. That man asks, what are you going to do? Da Nang says Jarrett's daughter has returned and you know his curse, that his blood will come with destruction. Even his blood can end this curse forever. Now I will end him forever through his blood, his daughter, and will save this village from his curse. The scene cuts and we are shown that a man named Yanto has kidnapped Zia. He used to work with Da Nang to kill the robber. He sees the same amulet in Zia's neck that can save her from evil souls he knew that Da Nang must have given her. Zia asks, what is this for? He tells her that it is to escape from the curse given by your father to this village. Zia understands that this man knows everything about her grandpa and her dad. She asks, what happened to my dad? Yanto tells her that Da Nang killed her father by separating his neck, but even after dividing his body parts, Jarrett is still alive to this day because he is immortal. He has black powers and everyone knows that none can kill Jarrett. Even then Da Nang cut his neck, but before this, your dad cursed this village that whenever his blood will stay here or will come here, there will be death and destruction on this ground. Now because you are Jarrett's blood and since the day you came here all the souls of Sogali robbers are wandering here being alive. The one who sees those souls, the souls kill them. Hearing this, Zia's heart breaks and she remembers the day she came when black clouds appeared. The scene cuts and the man from whom Da Nang took the salt bullets and the amulet is shown. His wife becomes furious and asks what was the need to give him that amulet. We only had one, now how can we escape from them? She was saying this when suddenly, their door knocked. She opens the door, there are the souls outside whom that man's wife sees. That man doesn't see them but the souls come inside and try to kill his wife. This man risks his life to save his wife but nothing happens because he is also killed along with his wife. The scene cuts and we are shown Yanto and Zia again. Zia asks, is my dad alive till today? On it, Yanto says yes, he is alive, no one can kill him and it is impossible. Ordinarily many people wanted to kill him, even Da Nang, and he even buried his body parts separately after killing him, but even then his shadow is in this village till today. Here, he tells her another bitter truth, that none can kill her father except for her. Only you can kill your father and can free this village from this curse. This is only because of your father's curse. Zia asks, how can I do this? The man says you have to find your dad's body and his head, and after joining them, Jarrett's soul will return in it. As his soul will return, then you have to pour your blood on a weapon and axe, then with it, you can kill your father Jarrett, and after this, his curse will end. He says you are also a part of Da Nang's planning as he has brought you here to kill your father. Zia thinks that she has come here, but this is not so. It was Da Nang's plan. Zia still feels that her grandpa is fighting for the villagers, but this man ends her complacency and tells her that earlier he let Sogali robbers rob and the villagers were robbed, after which when he killed Sogalis this curse came. He then made 3 amulets of Jarrett's teeth. With those amulets, he, and one of his friends can escape the curse. The rest of the villagers remain trapped by it. If he wanted to, he could free them all. Hearing this, Zia says to Yanto, okay then I leave, now only I can save those villagers, but Yanto says no, you will not save the villagers, we are all evil and we deserve to die. Saying this, he points a gun at Zia so that she will die and this curse will never end. Before Zia could die from his gunshot, Zia hits the chair but he misses the target. Hearing the gunshot voice, Da Nang also comes here to save Zia. He starts fighting with Yanto and then leaves from there with Zia. Zia says, I don't believe you. I hate you because this curse is because of you. Hearing this, Da Nang holds her hand and places a huge cut on it. Then he places that blood on an axe. He gives that axe to Zia and says, now with this you can kill your dad. Zia refuses to do this because she loves him. She even finds out that her father isn't evil and she was about to meet her dad after 10 years. That's why she didn't want to kill her father. Hearing this, Da Nang says, okay, if not you, I will kill him because only your blood was needed to kill him, which I got, and now I will kill him. After all this, Da Nang takes Zia to his house because he buried Jarrett's body at his house. Reaching home, Da Nang makes Zia realize that she is the reason behind the happenings here. Zia becomes furious to hear and she thinks that she also shouldn't escape from this curse now. That's why she removes the amulet made by her dad's teeth. As she does this, the spirits come in front of her. She sees them. Before the spirits can kill her, Da Nang comes and saves her. Taking her inside the house, Da Nang starts digging backyard of the house where he buried Jarrett's body parts. When Da Nang was about to join Jarrett's head and body, Yanto comes from behind to stop him from doing this, but a fight begins between them. Here we see that Zia comes out and her dad's soul, Jarrett's soul, comes to kill her. Zia recognizes him and says, okay dad, you can kill me, but before he could, as his body joins with his head, his soul returns to his body. Jarrett's revives and when he opens his eyes, they are shining screaming like a cat, which is a sign of having black power. Being revived, Jarrett sees Yanto and kills him. Even Yanto was apologizing to him, and Danang also apologizes. Here he confesses that yes, I have done bad to you. You were a robber and don't know black magic. I asked you to learn all this, and when your powers increased, I made you kill. Jarrett asks why, and he is about to kill him, but Danang says I was asked by someone else to do so. Jarrett still doesn't pity Danang, even after hearing all of this. He was about to kill him, but Zia came at the right time. She hugs her dad and stops him, saying, "Dad, don't kill them, they are innocent." But now Jarrett will not stop all this even at his daughter's request. He says to his daughter, "My soul will not get peace until I kill all the villagers." When Zia feels that her father is intoxicated by power, she sees no other way to stop. She pours her blood on the axe, attacks her dad from behind, and kills. Here, Jarrett dies, and Zia stands up and takes Danang from there because she understands that Danang isn't evil. He did this on someone else's command. Before they could leave, Zia's friend arrives whose mother just died. She heard that this curse returned because of Zia. Her mom was killed because of Zia. She shoots Zia in anger. Seeing this, Danang becomes furious and kills that girl too. After Danang and that girl, Zia was counting her last breath. Then she thinks of something and picks up the axe with which she killed her dad and stabs herself, after which Zia would die. We see Zia walking on the road in the film's post-credit scene. Her wounds were healing and she was getting better instead of dying. This means that her father's powers were transferred to her through his blood. As a result, Zia was revived and began to recover. At the same time, the village's curse was also lifted. The story ends here while showing this. After the movie concludes, a scene shows a stranger arriving and taking Jarrett's body. It seems like he has been searching for Jarrett's body for years, and perhaps he is the one who forced Danang to do all of this. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Stories Decode.